Hello and welcome to the Waardenburg Family Farm with Don and Brenda.
Well, join us today as I show you another one of my dreams that came true on the farm. I have my own grow room. Well, for those of you that haven't seen our other videos, we're Don and Brenda Waardenburg, and almost 3 years ago we bought a 40-acre farm. And we've been going through the process of turning it into what we want it to be, more of a homestead. And we do have a huge market garden and a high tunnel and some livestock. But for me, one of the challenges was to get all the things going for the market garden. We do start everything from seed, and before this year I had to do it in a shower. We had a big walk-in shower and I had a shelf with some lights. So I had to start all the seeds for this huge market garden in a shower. It was challenging. I had seeds all over the shower, on every tray, on the floor, on another rack of trays, on the toilet. I mean, I had seeds everywhere. So I kept saying, I need a grow room. I need a grow room. Now I have one. My husband and my son built me a beautiful grow room this spring. So I'll give you a tour.
So what color is this? It looks like drywall gray.
It's a nondescript, basic, plain color. I don't want the color to be the attraction of the room. It's just a color. Neutral.
Well, as long as you're in the room, the color will not be the attraction in the room. I thought that was pretty smooth, wasn't it?
That was smooth already.
True though, true.
Well, we talked through several options of where and how to build a grow room and what would be the most convenient, what would I really be able to use. And we came up with just boxing off a section of our garage. We had a pretty big garage. So Donnie and Jake just boxed off part of it, and it's now a grow room and a storage room. So you can walk in the garage and walk right into the grow room. If you look out here, you'll see my work vehicle. That's what I drive to the office every day. Well, the garden. That's my transportation of choice. But it's very convenient because then also it'll be my processing area once the market garden starts producing things. I'll be processing all the vegetables and fruit in here, putting it in the stand and taking it right out to the farm market. We have a farm stand right in front of our farm, in front of our barn. All right, so the grow room comes off of our garage, and it actually, the traffic flows right into our family room. So it's a real nice layout. It actually is going to be a mud room for us also. Very convenient. And it's not completely done. It just got moved into 2 days ago. So you can see there's lots of plants started. I had to start them in the dining room. So for, I don't know, the last month or so, our dining room was a grow room. So when Johnny and Jake finally got it finished, I was very excited to get all the plants out here and all the storage and stuff. So as you can see, I have a lot of stuff grown already, and some of it's going to be going out in the garden today.
Where's your seed area?
Out here. Here's where I do all my planting and working, and that's where I'll do all the processing of vegetables too. But all my seeds.
That looks like what I used to have for my baseball cards when I was a kid.
Yeah, but it's probably more exciting than baseball cards.
Maybe.
I mean, to anybody that gardens, this is a thrill. You look at your seeds, you play with your seeds. So, but I have a lot of stuff already started, and I'll be starting a bunch more stuff today. With the high tunnel, I can start things a little earlier than if I didn't have the high tunnel. So I can kind of push the envelope. But I have all the cold weather stuff started, the onions, all the brassicas, and
let's take a closer look what you got here.
Yeah. Well, up here we have some chamomile with some lettuce seeds that somehow got sprinkled in there. Lots of lettuce. That's one thing we sell a lot of at the farm stand. I couldn't keep enough last year. So I have a lot of lettuce started. So hopefully in about maybe a week or two, I'll have some lettuce to offer at the farm stand.
Those lights look close. I guess they're grown a lot.
Yeah, they've grown, but you want them close to the plants. You don't want them to be leggy. You want the lights very close to the plants. But yeah, all the cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, that's all going to go out today, as well as a lot of the lettuce. Now the peppers are just started, so they're little tiny things.
Why are they going out today? How do you know the time's right?
Well, they're cold weather crops. They can handle frost and cold weather. And I looked at the weather for the next 10 days. And there's a couple cold days. But if I have them covered with fleece and covered with plastic, they should be just fine.
What's today, March 6th?
March, yeah, 6th.
And we're in zone
6B.
6B.
Now, believe it or not, tomorrow is going to be 76. But
Okay.
cloudy. That's another thing. The next 4 to 5 days are cloudy and some rain. So for a plant to, I've been hardening them off, but for a plant to go outside, that's the best time when it's not going to be bright sunny or super cold or no rain. So it should be a really good time to get them out there and get them established and get them going.
Are they going in the greenhouse?
Now, the cold weather stuff will be outside. It would get too hot in the greenhouse for them.
Okay.
So they want to be cold, so they'll be outside. I did start some lettuce and kale in the high tunnel, which is just starting to take off. But this is all going to be out in the garden area.
Okay.
That's a lot of onions. We're going to have plenty of onions.
Nice. What do you got over here?
My tomatoes. They're just little tiny baby tomatoes, but it's early. And that's vermiculite on them. I had a little bit of fungus growing, so I sprinkled vermiculite over them. So, but they look healthy. They look good. And by beginning of March, or beginning of May, I should be able to put them in the high tunnel. And then these are some more kale and spinach and curly parsley that I have started.
Is curly parsley better than straight parsley?
No, actually, somebody said they don't think it has much flavor. It's flat, but it's pretty.
Okay.
Well, if you use it like a garnish on your plate,
Okay.
it looks really cool.
Got it.
So I grow things for function and for beauty. And that's what, today I have a lot of seeds to start. And a lot of that is the flowers. Because I also sell flowers at the garden, at the farm market.
Just a few comments on the room itself, how we pulled it together. It was in an existing garage. We just put a partition wall up and some insulation. The big question was how we were going to heat and cool the room. We decided to go with a mini split system. And that happens to be a Mr. Cool system, which is really a homeowner installed system. You don't need a HVAC professional to do it. So it's working great. It's actually only 110, the electric, because it's only a 250 square foot room. It's very reasonable in cost, probably 20% of the cost if we had an HVAC installer come in to put one in. The floor is, it's a floating floor, snapped together panels. She needed it to be very durable, and also, you know, with all the planting and you make your cubes and stuff over here, the earth cubes, there's always, you know, mess on the floor, so we need to be able to sweep it up.
Yeah, remember, I'm a messy cook. I'm also a very messy gardener.
Brenda picked the colors naturally and the design of the room, and I think once I put the shelves up, hanging shelves around, I'm going to take apart an extra one of these wire racks and use the wire for the shelving. I think once we do that, we'll be done. On to the next project then.
Well, for me, then comes the fun part. Plants.
All right.
Well, we showed you that this half is actually the grow room. That's where all the growing and stuff will happen. But we made the other half of the room storage for all my food preservation, extra cooking type things. They were out just on these shelves in the open garage, and they would get dusty and yuck. So now they're going to be nice and clean in here and be ready to do.
Look, your pressure canner here.
Pressure canner, water bath canner, all my stock pots that I use to cook in, and then all the crock pots and miscellaneous stuff that I don't have room for in my old farmhouse kitchen.
Where's the dehydrator and the freeze dryer go?
Well, they're going to be out here too. We did actually just order a freeze dryer. It's going to take 8 weeks to get it, but we did order a freeze dryer, and it's going to be out here too. And I'll probably bring the dehydrator out too. So this will be a good area: growing, processing, and storage. So I'm just thrilled to have it all. And we're also going to do shelves around the top, so it's not completely done. There'll be a little bit more storage out here, but for right now, it is extremely functionable, and I want to sit out here and look at my plants.
We haven't decided what to call this room yet. Mudroom, maybe?
Mudroom, grow room, Brenda's room.
Produce room.
Yeah, I don't know. Give us some suggestions. What should we call it? It'll end up being something.
Now that we have the room all done, here's Brenda in her native habitat. What are you up to, actually?
Having fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, planting flower seeds right now, Gumfrina. What? Gum free. It's the little globy top things, or like little globes on top of the stem.
Okay.
They're pretty. They're pretty in flower arrangements.
So you're using a high-tech tool there?
High-tech tool. Fancy tool. Toothpick with a fuzzy on the end. And I made the soil blocks. They're the smallest size soil block. It's just to get a seed in each block.
So how do you make soil blocks? What's in those?
Well, like topsoil. Where's my little thingy? Topsoil, some coconut coir, and the bigger ones I put some fertilizer in. These I just wanted to get to germinate. It's these little blocky things.
Okay.
There's a million YouTube videos about them. But you fill them with dirt, pack them, and pop the soil blocks out.
So they stay packed together?
They stay packed together. When it comes time to plant, there's supposed to be less aggravation to the roots because they just pop out and go in the dirt. These will actually go into bigger blocks and then into the garden.
So eventually it's cheaper though because you don't have to have containers.
Yeah, it is. And it's supposed to be better for the plants and easier to plant. So I did a little bit of this last year. This is the first year I'm doing a lot of them like this. But some things I'm not going to be able to do with these because like look at
Were they too big?
Nasturtium. They're about as big as the block, so those will have to go back to the plastic method.
Hey, that reminds me, we learned one big thing between this year and last year, didn't we? Plants didn't do so great early on in the house, did they?
I spaced out last year and used the water out of our house, which I forgot goes through a water softener. So we started off on a rough foot last year, I wasn't thinking clearly.
So that leaves little traces of salt and minerals that are not good for the plants.
Yeah, definitely not good for the plants. So this year I have to go out to the pump by the cattle, pump water and bring it in. It's not through the filter and through the water.
So that's just good groundwater, untreated.
Yeah, it's good well water.
Good.
Yeah. The plants are happy. They're doing much better than last year.
Okay.
So
well, I'll let you go do your work here. I see one other.
You don't want to help?
No. And I finished. I put the one of the wire rack up on the ceiling. So I think we're almost done. I got one more to go.
Well, the room's looking pretty nice, isn't it?
It is. It's pretty, like everything. I like it functional, but I also like it pretty. So I have some pictures up around, and I had to put these guys up. I cross-stitched those years ago, and they're actually spring, summer, fall, and winter, the 4 different seasons. And I actually cross-stitched them for my mom years ago, and she passed away in December. So that's like my little bit of mom in my grow room.
Thank you for joining us on the Waardenburg Family Farm.
See you next time.